Hey, Jersey John here with the Johnny Says E-Bike channel, and today I was going to do a review or at least an update of my Philodo all-wheel drive H8. Just hit 1,000 miles on this thing. It's my second H8. It's been some really hard miles. If you've seen some of the other videos, climbing some pretty crazy hills, a lot of rocky stuff. So I'm going to clean the bike up for the video, right? And the one part I hate, the most annoying part of cleaning the bike to me, are the rims and the spokes, right? So as I'm cleaning the bike, I'm doing the back wheel, I clean the rim and I'm wiping down the spokes. What do I find? A broken spoke. So it's important to clean your spokes. You might think, who cares if my spokes are dirty? You don't really see it, but you want to wipe them down just to feel if any are loose, or like I found out, one of them's broke. So let me show you what it looks like, and then we're going to fix it really quick and see how that goes. All right, so like I said, the most annoying part for me when cleaning a bike is cleaning the spokes, right? You're going to want to run a rag down it. Oh, look at that. So what happens is while you're cleaning the spokes, basically you're also checking in for tension, see if you have anything loose, or like this one, it's just broke. All right, the little nipple at the end came off where it goes through the hub motor, the motor hub, and yeah, so I'm going to have to take this off. And to get to that, I have to remove the tire, or at least be able to slide it over to put the new tip in there. And then anytime you're working on an e-bike, you want to take your battery off. I don't even have to like get graphic about what can happen if you're working on a bike, something goes wrong, and that wheel starts spinning while your hands are in there. So always take your battery off just to be safe. All right, so we're going to pop this off and swap out that spoke real quick. Check it out. Okay, next thing we're going to do, now it's just like you're changing a flat. You're taking the wheel off. You're going to unplug the motor. So I'm going to cut off this zip tie. I'm going to cut off this zip tie. We're going to take off the axle nut on the motor power side. And then we're going to take this axle nut off. And you don't have, this one you don't have to take off all the way. You can make it easier to put back on. All right. And on this side, it's not coming off all the way because you have the wire that's coming out of it. So let's get this wheel off and get it going. All right, so let's see how long it takes to actually take this wheel off. Cut the ties, unplug the motor, get my wrench. Just be careful when you're taking off these nuts because they're really tight. And on this side here, I have my my rotor for my brake, and you don't want your hand slipping off the wrench and sliding down that rotor. If you're going to the ER, if that happens, right? Let's back this out as much as possible. We'll take this nut cover off of this side. I have a derailleur protector on this side, so a little less room to work. But either way, not much of a big deal. All right, so that's loose. Both sides are loose. Motor's unplugged. We're going to just pull this chain out of the way. There goes my derailleur protector. Now I'm pulling up on the wheel. It's not coming up. You see that? This is why I have my little 10mm wrench. I'm going to put it on the flat side of the axle, turn it counterclockwise, and I don't know if you heard the pop. It released the tension on the wheel. Now it comes right off. So be careful of your brakes, because I didn't take my brake caliper off. Just guide this thing outside of that chain, and voila. Literally a few minutes and the wheel is off. So we're going to put it up here. We're going to get the valve stem remover, and we're going to let the air out of the tire. All right. So what you want to do is get yourself a little tray. Okay, and a little tray, what it'll do is you put all your parts in there so it doesn't you don't lose anything. Okay, since I'm going to be putting Tannis armor, I'm actually going to be changing my rubber. I took everything off the rim. Otherwise, I could have probably just moved the tire over, push your rim liner over, expose the nipple, and you could just literally pull that bad boy right out of there. There's the broken piece. Then we're going to get our new spoke. We're going to just put it in through the hole first. Now, instead of buying one spoke, two spoke, I bought the whole set. Um, 36 spokes, typically on a bike. And let's see, we're going to slide this in there. Turn it up. Where's the open hole is right there. So we're going to kind of, sorry about that, get it lined up. Now it's lined up with the hole. We're going to put a new nipple in there. All right, so we got the new spoke threaded in. We're going to get the nipple, put it in through the top. Oh, that's nice and snug. All right, so this is a double-walled rim. So there's going to have to be a little finesse to get it through both. All right, so now we're going to get that spoke, lining it up with the nipple that just popped out. So what you want to do is get the spoke underneath the hole. So when you put your nipple in, it's directly over the spoke. Okay, I'm just going to use my ratchet screwdriver to just keep tightening this up. All right, so I can feel it starting to snug and make sure everything's good. I want this nice and snug. You don't want to over tighten it. I want it hand tight. I want it to feel as snug as the other spokes. All right, so I don't want to over tighten it, okay, because I don't want to throw anything out of balance. I am going to get this wheel trued. I'll take it to the local shop, in my case, InCycle, and they'll true this out for me. So let me put this back together and we'll tally up the time. All right, so there you have it. It took me about 30 minutes to take the tire off, replace the spoke, put it back on. I'm not going to bore you with the video of putting the tire back on the bike. You've seen it come off. It's the same thing, but in reverse. So 30 minutes for me. Maybe somebody who doesn't do it all the time, but has average mechanical skills, worked on these bikes before, maybe it takes you upwards of an hour. If you have no mechanical skills, you probably don't have the tools to do any of this. So just take it to a shop, because it could be dangerous working on these bikes. Everything's heavy. There's sharp parts to it. So if you're not familiar with it, just take it to a shop and hopefully they don't charge you that much. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you gave you some insight. It was a lot easier than I expected to change a spoke. I'm not a bike expert by any sense of the word. But I like to tinker and I like to know how these things work and be able to do it myself. So if you click like, you click subscribe, that's supposed to help me out. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.